cricketer or failed cricketer. I didn't even know these two grounds were attached. So I said to the guys here, which one are we doing first? Rugby or cricket? And they said, rugby first. But the cricket could also come. But for me, the absolute focus for Josh Warrington has to be now the unification fights. He's been there, he's done it, he's seen it all. Now it's time to have the major unification fights here in Leeds. You look at the champions, Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz, Can Zhu, and Shakur Stevenson. They've all been on the phone yesterday. I sent Josh a direct message from Gary Russell saying, let's go, we're ready. For me, the unification fight is the absolute target over the next week or 2 weeks to try and finalise. We've already spoke to the guys at Headingley. Straight up, we want to do it there. That's where we want to do it. I see you've even got some standing as well. I mean, as if the atmosphere weren't mad enough as it is. Get them up there, it's going to be incredible. There's also the focus of the American experience. For some of you in this room, you may have come to Germany a few years ago. They've never seen anything like it. They still talk about it to this day when Josh Warrington and his fans turned up to fight in Germany. I just invited a few down the pub for a pint in Germany. I'm still paying for that. It was a brilliant away day. And there is the possibility of the American fight as well next. We know Kid Galahad is the mandatory. We know you guys are big fans of him. At some point, that's something that as a champion, Josh has to focus on as well. But right now, the absolute priority, unification fights in Leeds. And that is the aim for us this summer. Second to none. It's what we feel we have to deliver for Josh. There's a lot of things that he wants to tick on his box, and you know the American fight and particularly the unification fight in Leeds is key. So this is kind of like a relaxed Q&A between me and Josh up here. I've missed him, you see, so I wanted to have a little chat with him today. And right now, I'm going to pass over to say a few words. The #1 featherweight in the world, the reigning IBF Featherweight World Champion from Leeds, Josh Warrington.
Cheers, Ed. You can talk, can't you?
Can I just say, before I interrupt, I don't want to steal your thunder. When we had our meeting last week, I gave Josh one of the best pitches I've ever given a fighter, right? But unfortunately, he knows me really well. And I was going for it, wasn't I?
Yeah,
This went on for 5-6 minutes. Yeah. I was just selling him the dream. Unifications in Leeds, we're back. Yeah, the partnership is back. And he just looked at me and he just went like this, as if to say, you can talk some, excuse me.
I'll be truthful, he had me for a little bit. I was kind of coming across the table. I thought, bastard is getting me. And then my dad went, Eddie, fuck off. Excuse me about language, but that's truth. And write me back down. I thought, he almost had me there. He almost had me. But no, I think he's missed me. I mean, he could talk a bit. I've got my twin's second birthday tomorrow, and I've got to go do balloon run and pick cake up and all that. So can we try and keep this a little bit short? But no, it's good to be back. Obviously, he's missed us. I think he's missed the big nights. Things happen in boxing. And this is a long story. It's not something what happens in a year and then it's done. We chipped away for a very, very long time, and it refers back to the Samir Menemni fight. And I remember that fight. I were there as cannon fodder, but we upset the odds, won that fight, had a good fight with Rendell, and then we grew together. Some epic nights in the first Direct Arena in the first few years of being together. And then, things happen. Whilst I was away, in that break of the transition, I had a chance to develop a little bit more, probably rest what were well needed, and obviously did what I did, winning the world title. And now, as I'm going into the last few chapters of my career, it's come back round. There's some big opportunities. Obviously, the unification is numero uno, but I've also talked about the away day.
3 streams today.
We're only joking about the stories of Berlin. I mean, those who went there, it's folktale, and everyone who tells the stories has got a twinkle in their eye. I mean, can you imagine that in Madison Square Garden or in Las Vegas? The airport flying over. I mean, I think some of the lads were on the same plane as him, and he had a bit of an experience. And I don't think one of the planes were going to take off because everyone was carrying on. But I I went over there a few years ago when I watched Carl Frampton fight Leo Santa Cruz in Vegas. And when I'm there, I'm looking about, and there's taxis driving past with the fight poster on. There's buses, there's billboards. I'm thinking, wow. Go in the casino, there's blackjack tables. He's everywhere. I'm thinking, this is unbelievable. I'd love a little bit of this. But then reality hit me. I could imagine it. It's all prim and proper. They've got all these posters. All the Americans are expecting us. Then you've got 20-odd thousand Leeds fans coming in, smashing both doors down, jumping up and down on tables, singing, marching on together. Oh, Leeds out we, oh, what I thought, it wouldn't be too good there, actually, would it? But listen, it's all about making memories now. And Ed and Matchroom have got the connections in the States. And I'm only for the big fights. Obviously, mentioned that we want to go down the unification route. I've got my manager's challenge as well with Kid Galahad, so there's plenty of fights there to keep me busy. But Ed has said that he's going to deliver everything that he initially offered, and I believe he will do so.
Josh, thinking about that amazing night at Elland Road, to become a fighter who, like, anyone's dream really in their own city is to fight at a football club or a sporting ground. Yeah. But to come here as well and tick off another one off the box, there's not many people that have sort of done it at multiple sites within their city. I mean, you're talking about, AJ, like the top names that have boxed in multiple stadiums in the country or around their cities.
Yeah, you're right. It's obviously I hadn't done the same numbers of what AJ had done with like doing the Cardiff and Wembley, but obviously he's a good-looking fella and he can hit hard. And whereas I've been hit with ugly stick a few times and I'm feather-fisted, but we do all right, don't we? And that night at Elland Road were something will stay with me till day I die. Obviously, I can go on and sit and talk about that all night. Having the Kaiser. I mean, Eddie, it was fantastic. You should have been there, mate. Yeah. You should have been there.
I'll finally watch your bloody film now, because I haven't been able to watch it for a long time.
Listen, I've got to be honest with you. I remember you sent me a direct message saying congratulations. I remember looking at my phone going, But
don't worry, it was hard for me to press send, to be honest with you.
But no, it was an epic night, and it's a box ticked, and that's done now. With Elland Road sits there in the happy chapter. To come and do Headingley would be, wow, it'd be even more so special. I mean, they've just done a redevelopment with the two stands. Obviously, it's a little bit more compact than Elland Road, so can you imagine a Kanju or a Shakur Stevenson or a Gary Russell walking out in front of this? They wouldn't know what hit them. Obviously, Headingley is notorious for a good old knees up. The Otley Run. I'm sure there's a few in here who've done that. And on a nice summer's day, it just captured the city again. One thing that really captured me last time on fight day. You have them bit of that unsettledness, and you have a bit of nerves. And I remember sitting in a hotel room, and a couple of my pals come to see me, and they said, "Josh, no matter whatever happens tonight, you've made the city proud." He said, "Every bar is buzzing, everyone's chanting your name." He said, "You've done something special. This time round, I think it'd be twice as big, twice as busy." So, to do that, I think it'd be the final box ticked of wanting to achieve over here, especially in this city. After that, I looked at just travelling around the world.
Fighting, hopefully.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
When we talk about those champions, talk about those quickly. I mean, the fight with you and Kanzu, I think, broke the record for the amount of punches he threw in his last fight, and you do the same. Yeah. Would just be a breathtaking fight. Obviously, the Shakur Stevenson fight, he comes with plenty of chat, and he's Andre Ward on the team. That's the Hollywood fight for you over here. Yep. Leo Santa Cruz, which you might have the head stateside for. Gary Russell, very, very tough opponent as well. Which are the fights you look for out of those?
Oh, I'm not boring.
Sorry, that's me boring.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, we'll wrap it up there.
Probation. Community service. You know what, Ed? All of them fights excite me. It's about being part of the big nights. Who in the right mind wins a world title and has the first defence against a fighter what's ranked even higher than them in Carl Frampton. After we beat Lee Selby, you're fighting Carl. Carl's he's better than Lee. He's at even higher level. But I want to be part of these big nights. I mean, I've got to be honest with you. I never thought when I first turned pro that I'd achieve a world title. I remember saying to Steve, all I want to do is try win a British title. We set goals after that. We got the shot with the European, and then after that, we're knocking on the door for the world title for a long, long time. And now we're here. I believe I beat any other featherweight in this division. They've all got their own little perks. Obviously, like you say, Kanju, you put us in a phone box, that'd be a very entertaining fight. He throws a lot of punches, I throw a lot of punches. Obviously, Shakur Stevenson is a bit of a gobshite, so that'd have a very good build-up. And Gary Russell Jr., I think he's the second longest reigning champion out of all of the champions. So he's got that green and gold belt as well, the WBC. Either one of them fights are massive fights, and that's what I want to be part of. I don't want to be just known as a decent boxer from Leeds or a decent boxer from Yorkshire. I want to go down like as a decent boxer from this country and from the UK. And taking them fights is what people want to see. People want to see going into the big fights and not padding it out and just having steady defences. They just want to see big fight after big fight after big fight.
And talking of the home advantage, I mean, it's just like literally having a couple of rounds in the bank before it starts. I mean, but with the quality of opposition, you can't just rely on home support. Remember when Errol Spence boxed Kell Brook at Bramall Lane, atmosphere was unbelievable, but quality shone through. But you must feel like you have a huge edge here. And I don't believe Shakur Stevenson. I'm quite impressed with the fact that he's willing to come to Leeds. Yeah. He's a big name in America, or emerging big name. He's got a big promotional company behind him. He's got Andre Ward behind him, James Prince. He's bang up for coming to Leeds.
Yeah.
But do you think he really knows, or maybe he'll shine under that kind of pressure? But it's a huge challenge for anyone coming into, especially a bear pit that Headingley would be.
Oh, most definitely. I don't think he will.
We're going to talk about what's logically next after the press conference. This is all live, real time. Good morning.
Press conferences and everything else. Nobody can really put it there until they've actually done it. I remember Lee Selby saying it's not going to faze him, and he might argue that till he's blue in the face. The crowd didn't faze him. But you watch the way that he walked to the ring. He's more or less running to the ring instead of doing his little swagger walk and whatnot. Again, Carl Frampton, when we're there, the fans are a massive part, and they always have been a part of my journey. I can fight with an away crowd against me or with them on my side. I had a lot of my fights in the early days, like the old fight, I would away from home. My English title fight would away from home. There is probably more pressure when you fight at home because there's an high expectation, but I think I've done it that many times now. I know what I'm in for, and I realise what kind of mentality I've got to go through. They won't know until they walk into the ring. I mean, it's not just the ring walk either. It's been over here on fight week. The fans, I don't like calling them fans because it makes me sound a bit big-headed, but those who've come to my fights and follow my journey, there's a lot of passionate people amongst us, and there's a lot what sacrifice a lot to be at the fights, but they're not just at the fights, they're at the open workouts, they're at the press conferences, they're at weighing, and they've got to contend with all that, and it's a mental battle just in that week, and I say that any percentage where they're taking their mind off the fight is a percentage to me. If they're concentrating hard of showing a poker face and not going to get affected by the crowd, that's a little bit more to me. And likewise, if I had to go to someone's backyard and fight in, someone's yard where they've got a big crowd behind them, big fan base, that doesn't bother me either because, I can deal with that kind of pressure. Carl Frampton won there. He had a good support with him in Manchester, and when he had a little bit of success, the crowd shouted and he wanted to come forward and push on, and it kind of played into my hands. So I'm happy with either, but I tell you, there's been some fantastic shows over the last few years, stadium fights and whatnot, but no, it comes close to when it's done in Leeds. I mean, I'll argue with anybody. It's one of the best atmospheres in the world. The Leeds crowd are notorious for being passionate with the football club, with the rugby club, and that's grown and grown. And I'm talking as long as you now. I'm boring myself here. After beating Frampton, we've taken on a lot of fans from over Ireland, Northern Ireland, and the fans are starting to come from all over, and they want to be part of that as well. So we have a fight over here. It'll be something special, and I already feel like I'm a few rounds up.
Well done, Josh. Well, for me, it's absolute pleasure to have you back. And like I said, not just the #1 featherweight in the world, one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in Britain and one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And it's time to prove that. We're on the case. You'll be hearing news in the next 2 weeks. First and foremost, unification fights here at Headingley is the aim. And to you lot, thank you so much for supporting him, not just when we were involved initially, but throughout his whole career, because he wouldn't have got these opportunities without you. And like he said, he calls you fans. You're more like friends to him because you've helped him achieve where he is today. And be ready. We're going to have some crazy nights come this summer in Leeds. So thank you always, and we look forward to some great nights in Leeds. Ladies and gentlemen, the current reigning IBF World Champion, Josh Warrington.
Got some big fights ahead, but I'm not crossing my fingers thinking that Warrington Galahad is next or that it's going to be Shakur Stevenson. Eddie Hearn saying there's going to be big news. Well, he's going to be basically announcing his fight news in the next couple of weeks. This is Josh Warrington's second go-around with Matchroom, and I think that Frank Warren did him good. But Matchroom can do him better. Especially at this level, at this stage. But will he be able to get a Leo Santa Cruz or a Gary Russell? I don't think so, unless Gary Russell leaves Al Heyman. Or PBC. He don't necessarily have to leave Al Heyman, but the PBC in Showtime. So, let's talk about it. Good morning. They actually caught me off guard a little bit. I thought this press conference wasn't supposed to start for about at least another, half an hour from now. So, Josh Warrington, IBF 126-pound champion, has signed with Matchroom. Let's go look at the 126-pound division and just break it down real quick. This past weekend, Gary Russell Jr. defeated his #1 mandatory, Tugstute Nayambayar, via unanimous decision in one of Gary Russell's toughest fights to date. Well, he only fights once a year. He's supposed to be back in May or so. And it looks like he may not get Leo Santa Cruz because it looks like Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz may be back on the table. So the question is, who does Gary Russell fight? Shakur Stevenson is taking on Miguel Mariaga, March the 13th or the 14th, to defend his title. So we know Shakur Stevenson is not next. And usually, when fighters first sign a promotional deal, when they first sign with a promoter, usually their first fight is not a big fight, like not a unification. So they're saying a unification is the aim for the summer, but they must be talking about late summer. And the groundwork has already been set for Josh Warrington and Shakur Stevenson to fight when Warrington was over with Frank Warren. And we know that Frank Warren and Top Rank have a very close relationship between BT and ESPN Plus. But Eddie Hearn, even though they go at each other, has a working relationship with Top Rank. We've seen them work together multiple times, swapping fighters on each other's platform and working on a very huge fight between Joshua and Kubrat Pulev. No, I haven't seen it yet. So the question is, who does he fight next? His mandatory is Kid Galahad, but they don't have to fight until at least the end of the year. So is Josh Warrington going to have a 3-fight 2020? Like, is he going to fight sometime in the next... Okay, when was his last fight? By the way, that's an impressive string of victories here on paper. In my opinion, Galahad had won this fight, but didn't do enough to beat him in Leeds. But if you look at Lee Selby, Carl Frampton, and Galahad, that's pretty impressive. Then he fought Sofiane Takkuch. Forgot how to pronounce that. Got him out of there in 2. I covered that fight. And now who's he going to fight next? Like I said, I'd be shocked if it's Galahad next. I'd be shocked. Because he's going to try to build that up to be a huge fight. And Galahad just won that mandatory spot again after beating Claudio Marrero. So they've been talking Kanju a lot. But see, here's the thing. You can't unify these belts. I think this is logical. I think we can see Josh Warrington versus Kanju next. Because he also fights on the zone. WBA World Champion. Throws a lot of fucking punches, man. I think this is who it's going to be. Now, he's only have 3 KOs, but at the same time, Josh Warrington is not necessarily a KO artist either. So it's going to be a very exciting fight. Where's it going to take place? In the States or over in the UK? Josh Warrington, you know, seems to covet fighting in the States. Like, that's all he was talking about during his presser. You know?
Definitely going to get out. And he went on and he beat Carl Frampton in a great fight. And now I feel like it's time to establish that legacy internationally. To go on and have those away days in America. Here is very important to bring a fight. You know, I'm standing there today, you know, and as a ex-cricketer or failed cricketer, I didn't even know these 2 grounds were attached. So I said to the guys here, which one are we doing first? Rugby or cricket?
So, I don't know. Looking at it, you know, I think it's going to be Kanju. But the thing is, Leo Santa Cruz, is like he's got to drop that belt, because if he drops that belt, then Warrington versus Kanju could be for the Super World title. You see what I'm saying? Because Leo Santa Cruz is at 130, and not looking like he's going back down to 126. So I think this is Heyman doing his best to try to hold on to that belt, to probably try to get one of his guys, you know, to be able to fight for it or whatever. But he don't got nobody ranked. So he's got to let that go. You know, you got Mick Conlon also coming up, fighting the same weekend as Shakur Stevenson. Warrington versus Doheny. You think they'd do that? Doheny move up? I don't know. I don't know if they'll do Doheny. They might. If they don't do Kanju, they can do Doheny. They probably do that. But I think it's going to be a unification. My personal opinion. So, yeah, we got a busy-ass day, man. At 4 p.m. Eastern, it's 8 a.m., just a little bit past 8 a.m. We got the Tyson Fury media call. We got the weigh-in with Ryan Garcia, Francisco Fonseca, Jorge Linares, Carlos Morales, and Blair the Flair Cobbs versus Samuel Kute something. I want to see that fight. Blair Flair got chumped. What else we got? We got Caleb Plant versus Vincent Fegan Boots. Final press conference. Let me look that up real quick. Got to go see my attorney today. Just one today. And then, you know, we're going to be working. It's crazy. 10 days away from Wilder Fury 2. Technically, yeah, you can say 10 days. Crazy. We pretty much got all of the information except for who the referee and who the judges are going to be. And I expect that information to be out by Monday, Tuesday. I'm looking to see if they're streaming the Caleb Plant and Vincent Fegan Boots press conference. They are the weigh-in on FS2 at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm looking forward to that. I think Vincent Fegan Boots might be able to get an upset. So yeah, that's our day. You know, but like I said, I really feel that right now Shakur Stevenson is the most talented 126 pounder. You know, outside of Gary Russell. You know, I think it's a toss up between those two. But Gary Russell, from what I'm getting from it, from what he's been saying all week in the build up to his fight and after, is that he's pretty much done at 126. You know, if he can't get like Leo Santa Cruz. Also, Eddie Hearn said he had got that him, you know, and Gary Russell had some chance.
I'm here, but this was second to none. What we used to feel when we came out. Remember, we started, I think it was like a Tuesday night. We had the Wednesday night, we had the focus for Josh Warrington has to be now the unification fights. He's been there, he's done it, he's seen it all. Now it's time to have the major unification fights here in Leeds. You look at the champions, Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz, Can Zhu, and Shakur Stevenson. They've all been on the phone yesterday. I sent Josh a direct message from Gary Russell saying, let's go, we're ready. For me, the unification fight is the absolute target over the next week or 2 weeks to try and finalise. We've already spoke to the guys at Headingley. Straight up, we want to do it there. That's where we want to do it. I see you've even got some standing as well.
You see what I'm saying? So who did they finalize? Not Gary. I think it's Gary. Gary moving up. I think they finalized my man Kanju. I think he got finalized. You know? And Eddie's known for sliding into your DMs, and I didn't even know that was legal to do. Like a promoter can just like message you like, yo, what's up? But then again, the PBC fighters don't have promoters. You know, they have Al Heyman and they fight under promotional banners. So I guess that's why he's able to do that, because he always contacting them like, yo, what's up? I got this contract for you. What's up? That's crazy. You can't do that in other sports. That's crazy. You know? So yeah, I'm going to get up out of here. We're going to be back later on. Let me see. First of all, let me check the schedule. See what the schedule is for the day. The itinerary. Because it'd be so much shit going on in boxing. Shit is picking up. Mostly because of Wilder Fury 2. Outside of that, the schedule was lacking. Like, what fight are you looking forward to outside of Wilder Fury 2? I'm looking forward to the Chocolatito fight. You know, but it ain't really nothing, you know. And then we don't even know who fucking who Errol Spence, even Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford going to fight, let alone Terrence Crawford. Who is he going to fight? So let me check this schedule here. Let's see. So the weigh-in for Ryan Garcia Fonseca is at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. All right. What time is this press conference for Plant versus Fegan Boots? Fegan Boots. Let's see. So many emails, man. This should be everywhere, bro. Everywhere. Undefeated. Apti. Davtayev. Gasayev. DAZN trying to get some money from me. Everybody want money. Let me find out they're not streaming the Caleb Plant press conference. They gotta be. Get out of here. I know they are. They're not gonna do that. Yeah, but we will be here for the media call. That's guaranteed. Definitely be here for the media call. Hold on. Let's see here. Plant Fight Week media schedule. There we go. So the press conference is what? Central time. So what's that? What's 12:30 Central time? Like 2:30, something like that? PM. Damn, we're going to be streaming all goddamn day. Yeah, I did a Joyce versus Dubois video. And I am looking forward to that too. Dubois lose. No, if Joyce lose, because he's 34 years old, going on 35, if he lose, the rebuilding process, bro. Dubois, what is he about? Only 22? I like that style, though, for both of them, because they both going to be right there. Ain't going to be no backing up. That's a huge fight. Warrington beat Frampton. About the Lambic drum? What? Oh. And you know, it's crazy because Warrington was a big underdog in that fight. It's crazy. But anyway, we're getting up out of here. I got some more streams to do and some more videos to get out and some more stuff to get out on the FightView 360 website. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. We cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.
I mean, if the atmosphere weren't mad enough as it is, get them up there, it's going to be incredible. There's also the focus of the American experience. For some of you in this room, you may have come to Germany a few years ago. They've never